we're going to look at England's games over the international break. 2-0 win over Serbia, 2-0 win over Albania. Jed Spence, an unused sub in both games, which makes England, I think it's a record-breaking qualifying campaign for England because we've qualified winning every game, not conceding a goal in any of the games as well of the whole qualification, which is quite mad to think about because, you know, I was looking at this group and I know we had Serbia. Who else did we have in the group? Albania. You know, it's not the hardest group in the world, but going away to Serbia is always going to be a difficult game. We've struggled there in recent times. So to qualify in this group with no goals conceded, I know that the football might not have been the greatest all the way through the groups, and some of the games might send you to sleep at times, but the proof is in the pudding.
It is, and you know what? In all World Cup qualifiers and Euro qualifiers, no matter how poor the group's been for us, I mean, England always, apart from like when we did not qualify, it's been easy for us. And we have conceded goals. England have conceded. So to go the whole 8 games without conceding a goal is a massive credit to Thomas Tuchel and his coaching staff in England. And you know what? This is exactly what you need for tournament football. If you go in for tournament football and you don't concede, well, you're going to go very far in this tournament or the upcoming tournament. And fair play, this should be a massive confidence boost for England. Genuine hope, like you said, the football may have been poor at times, but it's got the job done. The objective was to qualify, which we've done easy. But the last few games you've seen England, or from what I've seen, the passages of play and understanding what Tuchel actually wants them to do is starting to come through. So to go into the World Cup, England are always always spoken about, could they do it, whatever. You go into a tournament on the back of 8 clean sheets qualifying, that's got to be a huge confidence booster for every single player in the team. Yeah,
I think so. And, you know, can't lose games, can't go out of tournaments unless you're losing on penalties if you don't concede, do you know what I mean? So exactly. I think England have placed themselves in a really good place to go into this World Cup and give it a really good stab. And I think England are going to go very far. I think we might even win it.
Mate, my main hope is they get drawn in Canada's group, because then they'll be in Toronto. So I will have an incredible time. But yeah, I was speaking with you. I think England gets to the semi-finals minimum this year, barring a massive injury to Kane or something like that. I think the way Thomas Tuchel will have us set up and the manner of where we go in, we've got a very good chance. But we say this every 2 years, don't we, with the Euros or World Cup?
Yeah.
But I think genuinely there is a chance.
Yeah. Harry Kane, you know, he brought the stat up to me yesterday or just before the stream, saying Harry Kane now has more international goals than Pele.
Yeah.
That's just mad, isn't it? Is that not mad?
This, I mean, the stats showed, I think Harry Kane, Pele, did it in about 10 or 12 games quicker. But obviously football has changed since then. This guy just keeps defying logic. And they said as well, it's mid-November and Harry Kane has 30 goal contributions. We were talking about it and you look at it, Brandon Johnson, who was our top goal scorer, and I don't know, how many goal he was top goal scorer, but how many goals...
He didn't even get that many assists last season.
Yeah, so you look at it, he's eclipsed our top goal scorer in goals and assists in November.
Yeah.
Like mid-November. The guy is a walking, talking, record-breaking machine.
I was certain that Pele got more goals than that, though. Like,
mate, it's the thing that's going out in international football for Brazil, not in total club and whatever, but playing for Brazil, he's got 1 less goal than Harry Kane now. Which, mate, the guy just goes on, and Harry Kane is just getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
It's just madness. And you looked at the game yesterday, and I watched a lot of it, but like I said to you, I was down a YouTube short rabbit hole. Albania have become a much better team. They aren't the mugs that they used to be. I remember the first time I ever saw Albania was a 5-0 win and Gaza scored his first goal, where he picked it up from deep, like from about 40 yards and just ran through the entire team. And it used to be a 5-0 whooping every single game. Albania have come on, and they look like they're in the playoffs for the group. So
yeah.
So they have had a huge turnaround, and they caused us some problems. But we need to get a couple of goals, and right on cue, the main man just comes up with another couple. He's just outstanding.
He really is. There was a quote from Thomas Tuchel regarding Jed Spence, and he was talking on the incident between Spence and Thomas Frank, obviously when Spence and Van der Ven walked past him after the Chelsea game. And Thomas Tuchel said, I didn't like it. The players know that they're not just representing the national team in short camps, but always standards of behaviour. It's always important. And on the back of those quotes, Jed Spence didn't see a minute for England over these two games. Do you think there was anything in that? Like Tuchel not being... I mean, I guess if there was, and, you know, he wasn't going to give him minutes, why call him up anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, first of all, Tuchel is a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see that, just remember what happened with him and Conte.
Yeah.
Or that certain things important to him. And do you know what, Tuchel is right. It wasn't the best, but it's been squashed and dealt with. Was he an unused sub for that reason? I don't know. I mean, he mixed and matched it a bit in Albania. So I think...
He played O'Reilly and Quansah.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to do now, we obviously knew we'd qualified. Maybe this is the opportunity now. I think there's 3 more games, they were saying, that England play before the World Cup.
Yeah.
He's now got to use this to try and see who's on the fringes, who's going. I think Spencer's done enough, barring injuries and a huge drop of form, for him to be on that plane to the World Cup because of his versatility. So maybe he is trying other players to see what he's got.
Yeah, I guess a big problem Spence has is Nico O'Reilly, because he's having an astonishing season so far. Lockdown Salah, and he started both games for England in this qualifier, and I think he looked good in both games.
I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
I think he's a great player. Do you know what? Is that the Man City player that changed the game in the FA Cup against Bournemouth?
I'm not sure.
It wasn't O'Reilly that came on, I believe, and he looks really, really good. He looks really, really good. So it's good for England, and it's great to have the competition. And when you've got that shirt, you've got to keep it, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to Italy, as Vicario actually played for Italy in this international break. He played 90 minutes as Italy beat Moldova 2-0. And what happens the next game? You take Vicario out and you get battered, as Italy lost 4-1 to Norway in Italy. Yep. How mad is that? Norway absolutely taking Italy to the cleaners.
Mate, did you hear the story with Haaland in that game?
No.
I saw it on Twitter. So apparently the defender that was marking him kept trying to wind him up by pinching his ass.
Okay.
And kept winding him up. And then Erling Haaland said, all right, you want to play dirty with me? Let's see what happens. And then he went and scored 2 goals instantly. You don't mess with that man. It's like, but like you said, Vicario keeps clean sheet. Donnarumma comes in. Vicario is in great form for us, isn't he?
Yeah.
After a little bit of a worrying period, he's come back on tip-top form. It's just weird you swap goalkeepers around like that, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I think the game against Moldova, they're bottom of the group. They've got 1 point all campaign. I think they just wanted to try a few different players in that game. But the Norway game was the big game for them. Yep. It really was a big game. But Norway finished top of the group. Italy finished second, so Italy need to go into the playoffs. Can you imagine Italy not at another World Cup? Yet another one.
It will be... Do you know what? Obviously, I think we all grew up, and Italy were a staple of the World Cup. They were there. It weren't even a talking point. To now potentially be on the cusp of missing another one is just ridiculous. I mean, people like Iggy must be tearing what hair they have out. Because Italy, I remember the Roberto Baggios, the greats that Italy have had. And it's just incredible. You'd always think they'd qualify, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, they won it back in 2006, didn't they? Italy?
2006 or 2006 in Germany, yeah.
Yeah, so... all right, that's Italy. South Korea, Yan Min-hyuk got called up off the back of his good form for Portsmouth. Played 6 minutes at the end of the game. Not really much to note. They're already 2-0 up, home and hosed. But they do play Ghana tomorrow, so another opportunity for him to play. In terms of Argentina, Cuti Romero playing 90 minutes in a 2-0 win in a friendly against Angola away. And this one really wound me up, guys, because Argentina have one game over this international break, which is a friendly against Angola. Like, what is the point of this international break for Argentina? Like, can they not give just players some rest? Like, if there's no qualifiers or no Nations League or no competitive football, just give them the international break off. Like, what is the big deal?
Yeah, I mean, you look at that game like we talked about with Sarr and Gabriel with Brazil-Senegal. No
Yeah,
points with it.
that's another one as well.
You look at it, thankfully we weren't affected by it, but Colombia, Spain, at West Ham Stadium. These guys, I don't understand what's going on with these needless friendlies. We talk about players overplaying so much and it's picking up injuries, especially in a World Cup year. You'd want to try and keep everyone fit, wouldn't you? You'd rather them have less games. But he went and captained the team again.
No, Messi played.
Oh, Messi, okay. So, mate, even for Messi to go.
Yeah. But they're grabbing all these players, the majority of them are in Europe, all the way to Africa, to Angola, for a friendly, for a meaningless friendly. And, you know, like for the Arsenal, the Senegal-Brazil one, you've got 2 players that have gone off injured in that game, in Gabriel and Sarr, for a meaningless friendly. For what? We already know these players are like overworked and playing too many games already. Just scrap these international friendlies. It's just meaningless.
Yes, unless it's qualifications.
Unless it's qualification or like warm-up games for a tournament, they're needless.
Exactly, because as soon as the season ends, there'll be a couple of friendlies we played before we go out there. It's just too much football, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah. So, but that is Coutinho and Ramos' international break done and dusted. They only had 1 game this international break. So I guess that's a positive in itself that they didn't organise 2 of the meaningless games. They just had 1. But we go to France France under-21s as Tel and Odegaard both played 90 minutes. Tel playing in the 9, Odegaard playing out on the right-hand side in a 1-1 draw with Switzerland. And then there's another game tonight where they play Faroe Island. So I think Tel and Odegaard have been getting goal contributions pretty much every time they played. None in this game, but against Faroe Islands tonight, you watched them rack them up for fun, I tell you.
Yeah. And it's Odegaard playing on the right for France. So obviously we're using him on the left and he's growing into it, but it's good to see him performing on the right as well. Should we need to, there is another option.
All right, Netherlands, Mickey van der Ven and Javi Simmons. They played Poland in a 1-1 draw, and Mickey van der Ven played at left back, played 90 minutes in the game. I mean, that is some backline. Look at that for Netherlands. They've got Van der Ven, Van Dijk, Jurien Timber, and Geertruida, who's obviously doing really well for Sunderland at this moment in time. So that is some backline to go into an international tournament with. But Mickey van der Ven doing Mickey van der Ven things, wasn't he?
Mate, that run, it's just insane. People, you've seen it now, people know he can do it, and they just can't stop it unless they hack him down like they did in that game. He is just a thing in beauty. We need to get some music behind it. What music would you have behind it for when he goes on a run?
Does Roadrunner have a theme song?
I think I'd have to go with Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Could be, yeah. That's a good one.
I think he's got to have a theme tune, because when he gets going, you just can't stop him.
Yeah, you can't. He's unstoppable.
Unbelievable.
But Javi Simmons, unused substitute in this game. Last international break as well, on the bench for the 2 games that he did play. So, I mean, he seemed like a player that was like a dead cert to start for the Netherlands pretty much every game, and now he's been stuck on the bench for the last few.
He has. Maybe that had a bit of his settling-in period with what we've had, but the last couple of games, the Copenhagen and United game, he certainly started showing signs of finally being comfortable, and we've been able to find him and express him. And I'm sure, as we have this long gap now till March for internationals, he'll be back in that team. And he'll be a main part of it, but that will give him time now to settle into Tottenham, won't it? And play him regularly, and we should hopefully be seeing Javi Simmons continue the form he showed the last couple of games. Yeah.
In terms of how they're doing in terms of qualification, so they are top of the group. They play Lithuania tonight. A draw seems them guaranteed, but even if they lose, they need like a major goal swing. So they're 3 points above Poland in the ranking in the table. Poland are on a positive 6 goal difference, and Netherlands are on a positive 19. Oh. So, yeah, they're pretty much done.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Luka Vuskovic made his first start for his national team, Croatia. They beat Faroe Islands by 3-1. He played 90 minutes. Unfortunately, no goal contributions. Gvardiol got the first goal, so there was a goal from the centre-backs, where he started in the middle of a back three, and Gvardiol was obviously on the left. They play Montenegro tonight, but I think the manager did say prior to the game that he's going to start this game and then maybe play the second game with the under-21s. So, lasting all 90 minutes. A big up to Vušković.
So I've actually got a guy that I speak to with on Twitter, and he comes on he's in my chat, and he is Croatian. And he sent me this on Saturday. He goes, "Hello, mate. I watched Croatia's game. Vušković played like a seasoned campaigner. He's got the X factor, Maverick DNA, strong, could play rugby. Spurs need to bring him back." So that's from a Croatian Everton fan. Big things are expected of him. And he doesn't fear anything, does he?
No.
He does not fear anything at all. And it's just great to hear reports like that from his first full international start.
Yeah, just look at this heat map from him. If you bring on the heat map, you see that it's just everywhere. It says here he played in the centre. That doesn't look like he played too much in the centre. It looked like he was down the left a little bit. But one out of his 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 7 clearances, 8 recoveries, 3 out of 5 ground duels won, 8 out of 13 aerial duels won, made 2 fouls on the day. He had 1 shot, but unfortunately it was blocked. But you knew that was going to rifle into the back of the net if he would have made proper connection with it. But yeah, he just surprises you every time you hear his name, doesn't it?
Yeah, and how good is it to hear that every time you're hearing, "Oh, did you see what Vušković did? Did you see what Vušković did?" Everything has been breathtaking or great, not always been an idiot and got a stupid, reckless tackle or anything. He is just he is literally just building on himself, and we are going to reap the rewards when he's finally back at us full time.
All right, next up is the Brazil-Senegal game at the Emirates. It finished 2-0 to Brazil. Richarlison was an unused sub. Pape Matar lasted just 49 minutes before going off injured. The Brazil manager, like we said in the update, said he got hit and then he didn't feel well. So as a precaution, he preferred to come off. But I don't think it's a big deal. So let's hope it's not a big deal. I'm not sure if he's been sent home or if he's going to play the second friendly, because they play Kenya tomorrow. Brazil play Tunisia tomorrow, so we'll see if Richarlison gets any minutes. But yeah, meaningless friendly. An African team and a South American team playing in London, and there's 2 injuries on the day to 2 London-based players. So I mean, you just can't make it up, can you?
No, you can't. You can't. And they said Richarlison unused sub. Let's see if he gets minutes, because there's the big talk of who's going to lead the line on Sunday. And if he's not getting any minutes at Brazil, will it impact, and will he go for someone that's got minutes in international duty?
Well, you can look at it the other way. Maybe he'll see it as a positive that Richarlison's rested up.
Yeah, you could look at it that way, but which way would you... If it was the North London derby... Well, I would say tomorrow, but let's say it is Sunday. Right now, who is your choice for playing the 9?
I think it's a really difficult call, because we know Moani and Solanke can't play.
Yep.
So it's between Richarlison, Tell and Scarlett. Those are the 3 options that we have.
Yep.
I said in the video that we did on Thursday, why not put Kudus in the false 9 if he's fit? If Kudus is fit, I wouldn't mind seeing Kudus play in the false 9, play a bit of a role like he did against PSG, where he's just a bit of a battering ram and makes it really hard for those Arsenal defenders. Get Brendan on the right, Odebear on the left. I think that's the way I would go.
Okay. I think I'd go Tell. But I do like your idea, Kudus, but then then that means Brendan Johnson on the right, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's an option, but I think I'd go Tell. Because Richarlison, I just don't think he's offering anything unless he's at the end of the scoring. And
you know, though, just like on the odd occasion, Richarlison, it could just click for him on the day.
It could, but how many times do we say that?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. We say that a lot, but the reality is, as much as he's not making an impact in games, he's got a bit of a Brennan Johnson-itis about him, because he's not really showing us in games what he can do, but he does have 6 goal contributions this season.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Michael Warrington has just, I think it's Warrington, a similar chat as well, which I've said for weeks. I wouldn't mind if need to be. I'm not saying for the North London derby, but I wouldn't mind seeing Brennan Johnson given a shot because he can finish.
Yeah.
I don't think this game would be right, but I agree with you, mate. I would be seeing Johnson false nine or playing as if we could get him through with through balls like when he gets on the end of them rather than hold up play and everything. I think he's got goals in him at centre forward. So I would take that as an option, but I don't think I'd do it for the NLD.
Fair enough. Next up, we go to Austria, we go to Cyprus, where Austria played against Cyprus, a 2-0 win. 90 minutes for big Kevin Danso, got an assist on the day as well. Look at that heat map as well. Very aggressive defending there from Kevin Danso, who's basically playing majority in the opponent's half there. Look at that from Kevin Danso. But it's good for Kevin Danso to get some minutes for Austria because he's been on the bench a lot in the last couple of international breaks. I don't think he's got many minutes. So to play 90 minutes in this one, grab an assist for his team as well, I think it's brilliant for him.
Come back with a spring in his step. His long ball, his long throws coming off the bench. If it's a back four, could have a huge part in this game. And it's great to see Kevin Danso doing well. I love the man. So getting an assist for his country always good. I wonder if it was a long throw.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, to be honest. Did anyone see the assist? I think it was a pass, to be honest.
There we go.
I think it was a pass.
Passing has been improving.
You think so, yeah?
I do think it's been. It's still not where you want it to be, but Kevin Danso, like we saw in Everton, is just a defender that wants to defend, isn't it? I know passing the ball has become a massive part of defending, but for a rock hard, solid defender that you want at the back, I think he's great.
All right, now let's go and talk about Wales, as Wales beat Liechtenstein 1-0 away from home. Brennan Johnson only coming on for the last 8 minutes. And this is a bit of a worrying theme with Brennan Johnson in Wales because, he should be their talisman. The amount of goals he scored at Spurs last season, you look at the quality that Wales have, he should definitely be a standout player for them. And way too often he's either coming off early in games or being on the bench in games. And I think that's a bit of a worrying sign with Brennan.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously, under Craig Bellamy, it's been up and down for him. And is it to do with this form with us? But you've got to remember as well, he was having lack of game time with us recently. But recently he is, before the last few games, but he has started him quite recently. Maybe he wanted him as an impact sub. Maybe, who knows? But he was a regular starter for the previous manager, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And it's Bellamy is putting him on the bench recently. And who knows, he may start on Tuesday.
He has to, because tomorrow night they play Macedonia. This is the group table. So Wales on 13, Macedonia on 13, Belgium on top with 15. So you think Belgium, they play one of Kazakhstan or Liechtenstein, they're definitely going to win that game. Wales against Macedonia, it's basically winner goes to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's a massive game tomorrow night.
Huge.
Pedro Porro playing 90 minutes for Spain in a 4-0 away win against Georgia. No goal contributions for Porro this time, but he really is making that right-back spot his own now for Spain. He
is indeed. And another 90 minutes in the locker for the man that just doesn't get a rest. I completely agree. The last few games for Spain, he has really nailed that right-back performance or right-back position. Let's hope he comes back now.
Oh, sorry. No, he played 45 minutes. He went off at half-time.
Okay, but I still think he's nailed on that right. I think his performances, especially the last international break, done him the world of good. It's good for us. 45 minutes. Let's hope he comes back fresh. Although I think I'll start Spence on Sunday. Whether Thomas Frank does is another story. But good that he's got another 45 minutes. He's getting more rest at Spain than he does with us.
Yeah. Keep that rest coming for Pedro Porro because he desperately needs it. They do play Turkey tomorrow night. In terms of the outlook of the group, this is where they're at. So pretty much done. They play Turkey, so a draw sends them through. If they lose, they're going to have to lose by a considerable amount for them to be knocked into the playoffs, because there's only 3 points that separates the team, but Turkey are on a positive 5 goal difference and Spain are on a positive 19. So
like the Holland thing all over again.
Yeah, exactly. But these two teams are actually playing each other.
Yep.
So I I highly doubt there'll be any swing there.
A double-figure defeat for Spain.
Yeah. But last but not least, Rodrigo Bentancur played 90 minutes in Mexico's 0-0 draw with Uruguay. They play USA tomorrow night, which will be the last of the games for any Spurs player to play in. It's like a midnight game tomorrow night, so basically the morning after. But yeah, Bentancur getting 90 minutes, no goals conceded, nothing really to write home about. But yeah, not every day you see a Bielsa team draw 0-0.
Yeah, that's quite shocking, isn't it? It's quite shocking.
So that's it. That is your international roundup. Obviously, we'll bring you tomorrow and the next day when the rest of the games are.